The poisonous love triangle. Ah, the love triangle. So beloved of TV plots, films, and literature. But what many people don't realise is that the love triangle invariably involves a narcissist. The typical love triangle, of course, is that there is an individual who is married to somebody else, and then that individual has an affair with someone outside of the marriage. Sometimes that person who is having the affair outside of the marriage is the narcissist, and therefore their long-suffering spouse, the intimate partner primary source, finds themselves in devaluation, as the narcissist tramples all over those wedding vows by putting it about outside of the marriage. Sometimes, where this occurs, there could be two narcissists colliding. The one within the marriage that is seeking comfort elsewhere, and the affair partner, who's also a narcissist. More usually, though, what happens is that the narcissist within the marriage is devaluing, either obviously or subtly, the intimate partner primary source, who may well be empathic, and then has an affair with somebody outside of the marriage, ensnaring another empath. In some instances, the love triangle includes two people who are not narcissists in the marriage, and one of them, often empathic, is a dirty empath, with that streak of infidelity. Watch my video about the dirty empath infidelity to understand more about what that is, who becomes enticed by the narcissist external to the relationship. Many people don't realise that this occurs, and it isn't the case that with every affair a narcissist is involved, either within the marriage or being the affair partner, but it is far more common than people realise. Why does this happen? Well, quite simply, it's based upon the narcissist who is in the relationship entering sustained devaluation, and therefore essentially deeming that it's appropriate to cheat because it's the other person's fault. They don't put out as often as they once did. They don't love the narcissist in the way that they should. They do other things which are annoying and irritating, and therefore they perceive that they are lonely, that they are not being loved. Whereas often what is actually happening is that the other person in the marriage, the innocent victim, continues to provide all of the things that they always have done, but simply their fuel has become stale, and therefore the narcissism tells the narcissist that the relationship is stale, that that person doesn't love them like they once did, that they don't have sex as often as they once did, that the sex isn't as passionate as it once was, along with a host of 100 other excuses, which in their mind justifies them seeking a sexual relationship outside of the marriage. What of the affair partner, where they are an empath ensnared by the narcissist within the marriage? Why don't they back off? Shouldn't they think to themselves, with their empathic traits, well, this is wrong. I'm having an affair with someone that's married. I shouldn't be doing this. That's not right. That's unfair. Well, in some instances, they don't even realise that the narcissist is married because the narcissist keeps it hidden. In other instances, the narcissist is upfront about it, but of course plays the old "my wife doesn't understand me" card, or "my husband's abusing me." And of course, that individual who is on the outside is only treated fantastically well by the love-bombing narcissist, so that they believe that they're dealing with a person who is kind, passionate, but is being badly treated by an entirely grumpy and unpleasant and abusive spouse. Of course, later on, they will invariably find out that that spouse isn't the abuser, it's the person they've been having the affair with. And in actual fact, the spouse has been long-suffering and has been in devaluation, and that there are two victims of a narcissist: the spouse intimate partner primary source who's in sustained devaluation, and the individual that has been ensnared as the affair partner, the intimate partner secondary source of a shelf variety or dirty little secret. The narcissist deems this as appropriate, and of course the empathic victim, governed by emotional thinking and basically swallowing the story of the narcissist being abused and hard done to, often feels that they're there to save that person from the false accusation, although they believe it to be true of course, of them being a victim of abuse. Their own empathic traits in effect are corrupted to cause them to get upon that white charger and ride into battle on behalf of the narcissist, who they believe is a victim because of the way the narcissist painted themselves. And thus we have this triangulation. Often it's the case that the narcissist might vacillate between the mistress and his wife. And therefore the mistress fights to try and keep hold, not understanding why all of a sudden the narcissist wants to salvage his marriage. That's because the affair partner has threatened the narcissist's sense of control and caused that of the devalued spouse to move from black to white. And thus the narcissist perhaps talks about, I need to try and make it work, I need to stay for the sake of the children, which leaves that affair partner utterly confused because they spent several months of joyous activity with the narcissist, of course not knowing that's what they are, planning for him to leave the marriage and for them to set up home together in the future. Plenty of future faking going on about marrying, having children together, setting up home together, etc. And it all seems like it's going in the right direction, and then all of a sudden it shifts, leaving that other victim utterly perplexed as to what has changed. How can it be that the individual who complained about being abused is contemplating staying with their abuser? It doesn't make sense. And the reason, of course, it doesn't make sense is because it's not actually happening. Many people who are the affair partner of a narcissist who is married find themselves in this confusing concoction of emotional thinking and a lack of true understanding. Of course, my work brings that. And thus, the poisonous love triangle is one that exists time and time again, involving at least one narcissist. And here, I have a real-life example to provide you, as reported in the Daily Mail by Harriet Alexander and Sophie Mann. Porn addict dentist arrested for murdering his wife and mom of 6 with poison-laced protein shakes flew in his orthodontist lover while she lay in hospital, as texts reveal he'd poisoned her before. Yes, it seems like the plot of Murder, She Wrote, but it's not. Let's just unpack that headline. First of all, porn addict dentist. Well, many individuals that claim to be porn addicts are actually just narcissists that are addicted to the provision of fuel and the assertion of control that comes with sex. And often, their narcissism use porn addiction or sex addiction as an excuse in relation to the fact that actually they're a narcissist that uses sex to control. The fact that he murdered his wife, the intimate partner primary source, shows a lack of emotional empathy, of course, for her, and also the children that have lost their mother. The fact that he had a lover on the side demonstrates the commission of infidelity, showing an absence of emotional empathy. It demonstrates a sense of entitlement, demonstrates triangulation. It also, of course, raises questions about what did this orthodontist lover know about what was going on. Furthermore, the fact that he'd sought to poison her before is demonstrative of an absence of emotional empathy also. So, having explained to you that narcissists are invariably involved in the love triangle, and in a way removing the euphemism that goes with it, which makes it sound like some romantic setting when it's far from it, we now have a real-life example, which includes a variety of ingredients, which I'm now going to break down and analyse for you in part 2. Join me there.